What's up guys, I'm Dakota Freeman and welcome to my channel. Today, I've got an awesome episode for you and I'm super excited about it. I wanna show you how to find free camping wherever you wanna go. So if this video helps you out, make sure you leave a comment down below and tell me what your favorite part was. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so now that we're ready to go camping, how do we find free campsites? I love staying at campgrounds, but to really go camping and enjoy the best parts of the outdoors, sometimes you just want to find a beautiful spot to sit back and relax. So I live in Colorado, and when I go camping, the first thing I deal with is that we have no service whenever you're at an awesome camp spot. If you're in a town, you will have phone service, but when you get out and closer to these areas, you're not going to be able to pull up on a GPS where you're going or what you're headed into. So the best thing to have with you, and it will soon become your best friend when you go camping, is your handy dandy road atlas. I use this road atlas all the time when I'm camping because I can plan my entire route accordingly to do a big loop to see more along the way. So definitely get yourself a good atlas so whenever you're ready to go camping, you know how to find everywhere you want to go. So the first thing about picking out an atlas is going to be make sure it shows the national forest land or any other public land that's available for you. So when you're in a national forest or out on a public land, it's all going to be free to camp on whenever you're not in a designated camp spot. You'll see little turnoffs on these roads, and these little spots are going to be made campsites that have a little fire pit. So how do we find camping in an atlas? Let me show you now. So whenever you pick out your atlas, make sure you guys pick out a good one. The one that I use is going to be the National Geographic Road Atlas and has everything in our life, Adventure Edition. I'm super excited to show you how to use this so you can find your next campsite. First things first, we're going to want to figure out what's inside. This atlas here is mainly to show you the national parks. This is going to note all of the national parks across the country and also go into them in a much better detail individually. This is going to show you where all the national parks are, what you're getting into while you're there. So as you can already tell, this book has a lot more in it than just road maps and road names. There's so much more to see. Just to find a good area to show you how to find some camping, I'm going to go to my state, which is Colorado. And as you can see, all of these green areas are going to be all national forest lands that you're allowed to camp for free when you're in Colorado. All states have different areas that you're allowed to camp on. This is always the first thing that I look for whenever I'm looking for camping in an area. Even outside such a big town like Denver, you can see all of the different campsites around this big town. So right at the foothills here, there's already tons of national forest land and campsites all around. So before purchasing your atlas, go ahead and look through the legend and just find and make sure that this is going to show all the campsites that I'm talking about. Boom. So this atlas says recreation features of interest, which is national parks, national forest, national grassland, other large park, or recreational area. So this right here is really what I'm looking for whenever purchasing a road atlas. Obviously, it also shows public campsites, trails, and other points of interest along the way, but mainly we're searching here for national parks and national forest lands. This is going to be a big help to you when finding campsites. So the first thing that I look for whenever I'm planning my route is where there are national forest lands or other BLM lands or anything like that that's going to surround where I'm going, to where I can go see what I want to for the day, but then I can report back to a BLM area or this national forest area, which I'm allowed to camp in for the night. Make sure whenever you do get an atlas, it shows all national forest areas and also the BLM areas around where you want to go camping. So on my map here, you can see all of these green areas are going to be national forest lands. These lands are open for public camping as long as you follow the designated rules around them. Here in Colorado, you can camp on national forest land for up to 14 days at a time. This means you can stay in one spot for 14 days on a national forest land and no one can say anything to you. After that time is up, you will, however, have to move your stuff to another campsite where you can hang out for another 14 days. So when you do get your atlas, make sure you go through the legend that's on it, and it's going to show you exactly what's marked and how it's marked. The atlas that I use uses a dark green color to show for all national parks. All national forests are going to be located in a slightly lighter green color. And then recreational areas and other large parks are going to be a slight different color green. These three colors of green, though, are going to show you all the areas that are located that you can go camping on for free. So you're also allowed to camp on any public land. This land is going to be managed by the Bureau of Land Management. So any BLM land, you're allowed to camp on just like national forest land for 14 days. The way I find a lot of these campsites are also in my atlas. A lot of recreational areas, BLM land, are right around the same areas, so finding a recreational area will also show you to the BLM land and you can camp right there for free. Make sure you always go over your camping guidelines in different counties so you know the regulations of where you're camping at. Fire restrictions and other precautions to look out for whenever you're in these camping areas will be noted for you on signs around the area or on roads that you're driving into it. So make sure you take note and always know what you're getting into wherever you go camping at. So now that car camping and truck camping is becoming so popular for all modern camping, a lot of counties are becoming regulated on camping on the side of the road. So make sure whenever you are traveling to these areas, you know exactly what you're getting into and have a backup plan for where you're going to be camping. You can always camp on public land, BLM land, or in national forests. As long as these areas are open to use, you're allowed to stay there for up to 14 days. Make sure you always clean up after yourself when you are in any of these beautiful places, but also plan not to camp on the side of the road, but find a national forest land, a BLM land, or a public land that you can camp on for up to 14 days with no worries. The National Forest Service and other places are going to be super appreciative of you being on these areas because they know that they can manage what's going on and that there's no fires or anything like that that are going to break out. This is the main scarcity of people camping on the side of the road and also them trashing it. Whenever you are out in these areas, just make sure you know that there are other campsites or campgrounds that you can go to other than just camping on the side of the road. I'm not gonna lie, I've been guilty of doing this a couple of times just because it's so easy, but when I went to California, I had a couple of run-ins with some people that they were very nice, but they did tell me you were not allowed to camp here and they would be back in the next couple of days to make sure I wasn't there. So just know what you're getting into in the area you're going to camp in, so that way when you do go camp, you're gonna have an awesome time. You're not gonna be anywhere that is not allowed for you to camp in, and you're also gonna be super stoked to be in some beautiful places. This will keep the National Forest Service happy and other people that have to manage these lands. So make sure you guys get outside and enjoy everywhere that you have around you to go camping. I really enjoy finding free camping whenever I go on a road trip because this really allows me to go wherever I want without being limited to how many days I'm going, where I'm gonna stay when I get there, or anything like that. I can just simply look at the area I'm traveling to, find some campsites around, know that, oh, I wanna see this park or that park, and be able to plan a route that works exactly with my schedule. Also, when you're not having to pay for these campsites and you're not having to pay for lodging, you can travel so much more reasonably. So make sure you look into these public camping areas for your next camping trip, because I'm sure that you're gonna find some amazing areas that you wanna go back to. There's so much amazing places to see when you're out traveling and camping. So make sure you get out into the outdoors and see it all for yourself. I really hope this video helped you out. If it did, make sure you drop some comments down below and tell me what your favorite part was. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, like this video. I'm Dakota Freeman, and I will see you in the next video. Make sure you click right here and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future content. And after that, you can check out my next video right here. Go ahead, click on it. I'll see you guys over there.